I'm Dr. Shivan, and in this lecture, we will discuss how we can use the downloaded character and animation in our game. So, in last lecture, we had downloaded this particular ninja character and three animations. One is for idle, one is for jump, and one is for run. So, today we will see how we can use them in our game. So, first of all, we will take this character in our hierarchy and also create a 3D plane. Okay, now if you will click on this model, you can see here that one of the component is already associated, that is animator. So here we can see that in controller none runtime animator controller is attached. It means we have to attach uh, an animator with this model. So for that we will just click here, create an animator controller. Okay, now what you have to do, just click here and drag this animator controller to this particular model. Now open this animator. So here you can see that there are by default three states are given. One is any state, entry state, and exit state. uh, so for using these three animations, we have to create some more states. So just right click here, create state empty. Okay, so you can see that automatically an arrow is attached with entry state to new state, because whenever we will open the game, by default we will be in an entry state. So just click on new state. So here you can see that there is no motion is attached. So what we have to do, we will just click here, and here we can see that all these three animations are appeared. So we have to just click on idle. Okay, now you can rename it. So it means whenever our model will be in entry state. Okay, so when we will run the game, by default it will be in idle state. So now if I will run it, okay, so here we can see that model is animated, but after one frame of animation, it is stopped. So why it is happening? Because if you will click uh, on this animation, idle animation, so here we can see that there is an option that is loop time. So we have to check here and apply it. So now this animation will be in loop. If I will run now, so now you can see that after every cycle of animation, the that the same animation is repeating itself. Now open the animator. Now we will create a few more states. Same thing we have to do here. Click. Suppose I want to add a run animation here. Okay. Now you can also rename it run. Okay. Now we can see that there is no automatic arrow is created. So for that we have to create our own transitions. So click on idle. I want that any I want that our character will start running from the idle state. Okay, so click on idle. You can see a make transition. click on make transition and just click on run state. So you can see that one arrow is created from idle to run state. Similarly, click on run state, make transition and click on idle state. So what it means? It means that our character can start running from idle state and also can be idle from running state. Okay, now we have to create some boolean variables so that we can recognize which state is active and which is inactive. So we have to click here on plus sign. Here we can see that there's the option of bool. So create bool, uh, rename it, suppose is running. The boolean variable name is running. Okay, now click on this arrow. I want that if a character will start running from idle state if is running will be true. So for that, first of all you have to uncheck here has exit time. Now you can see here conditions list is empty, so click on plus. So here you can see that is running true. Okay, it means if a boolean variable is running will be true, then this character will start running from idle state. Now click on this arrow and click on plus. So here our character will stop when is running will be false. So click on false. Okay, now you can understand it. If our character is in idle position and is running will be true, then it will start running, and if is running will be false, it will stop running. Okay, now if we click here, okay, if I will click on this particular variable, it means I am making this value true. Oh, so here you can see that after a single cycle of run, it is the character is stopped now. So the same thing we have to do here. Click on this running animation and click on loop time. Okay, now again if I will play it, okay, so here you can see that is running is true. If I will click it, if I will uncheck it, it means is running will be false. So here you can see that when it will be false, character will be again in idle position. Okay, similarly we'll create another state and we will provide it jump and rename it also. So I want that our character can jump from idle state as well as from running state. So we have to create the transition from both the state, means from idle state as well as from running state. So just click here, make transition, and again from jump our character can move to idle position. Now if our character is in running state, during the running state it can also jump, and from jumping position it can also come to the running state. Okay, now again we have to create a new boolean variable, suppose is jumping. Okay, so click on this transition, run to jump. So our character will start jumping from running state if is jumping will be true. So click on is jumping. If is jumping will be true, our character will move to jumping state from running state. And if it will again come to the running state from jumping if is jumping will be false. Similarly, it will move from idle to jump state if is jumping will be true, and it will move to jump to idle if is jumping will be false. Okay, now same thing we have to do. Click on jump, and in animation make loop time. If I will play it, so here you can see that if I will click on is running, it is started running. Okay, and if I will click on is jumping, so here you can see that character is jumping as well as in running condition. So you can play it from here. Whenever I will click here, it means boolean variable is in true condition, and whenever untick here, it means boolean variable is in false state. So now the problem is here we are doing this whole thing manually. So what we have to do when we want to use this all animations on the character using our keyboard or joystick or mouse? Okay, so for that we have to write a script. So we are familiar with the scripting, how we can create the script and how we can add the script component with the character. So just click on this character and add a component, new script. Suppose I am providing this script name motion. Okay, so here we can see that script is created, motion. So this particular motion script is created. So we have to, so first of all we have to create a variable of type animator. Suppose I am writing this variable name as anim. Now we have to assign this anim uh, game object dot get component. So which component we want? We want the component of animator of this game object. Okay, here, as here we can see that uh, one component is an animator, so we have just called that particular component in our script. Now we have to check for the inputs, get it down. I have already talked about this input functions. So whenever user will press the up arrow, so what will happen? Uh, anim dot, we have to set the boolean variable. So here you can see that we have two options. We will use this one, string name. We have already provided the name of the boolean variable, and we have to pass the true or false value. So is running true. Okay, so whenever we will press up arrow, so in that condition is running boolean variable will be true, and that particular character will start running. Similarly, else if get key up, false. Okay, the same thing we have to do for jump animation. With ground here we are using space. Okay, and for jumping we have created a variable called is jumping. Similarly here, okay, just save it. No, okay, so here you can see by default the character is in idle position. If I will press up arrow, so here you can see that character is running. Okay, if I will press space button, it is jumping. Okay, now during running, if I will press space button, it is doing both animations, jumping as well as running. So that's it from this video, and I hope that now you all are familiar with the concept of model and animation and how we can use it in our game. And if you have any doubt, you can comment me. Thank you.